Hello everyone, this is Dro, welcome back, and today we're having sort of a spin-off episode, I guess, for the Redstone tutorial, because we are building our first bigger Redstone build, which will be this door right there. So let me say a bit about this episode first. This will be a bit different from the other ones, and I'm not going to give you any tasks to do. But instead I'm gonna do it more like an in-depth tutorial of what you need to think about and just continue building it myself with a lot of explanation. And yeah, you can follow along, and if you think, or if you want to try it for yourself a bit at any point in the video, then you can go ahead and do that. So this door is called a vault door, and yeah, it pretty much opens and closes. And the only real hard part is this double extender here. Excuse me. So let's get building. So first of all, we need to know where our pistons have to go, and for that we're just going to put the blocks up. That was one block too much behind. I don't know how you say that. And then we will have a ring of 12 here. And now our wall will be on this height right there. And also the ceiling will be up here. So what we want is, let's start with those. What we want is we can either pull those to the sides or to the top or to the bottom. And it's probably easiest to pull them to the sides, so we're just going to do that. So they should be here in the end, which means we need to have a double piston extender here. And how we're going to build a double piston extender, actually, I'm going to show you in a moment and explain a bit. And this one will be right there in the end. So again, we need two pistons there and here. And well, for this ring we can just, so the middle blocks of each side, so these two, these two, these two, and these two, can only be pulled to the side really, or to the top on this, in this case. And let's take out those, Same thing on this side. And same thing down here. Dang it. So now for the corner pieces, we can have them pulled upwards or sidewards. That is up to us to decide, and yeah, I'm just going to do it like this. We're just pulling this one back here, this one back here, and these two we're going to pull down just because we want to. It works also if we pull those to the side as well. That doesn't really matter. So now we need to think where we can't place redstone that is visible. So that would be right here, because we would have walls there, as well as here, as well as here. This one we can't see. And yeah, so it's best to start off with the bare minimum pretty much. So we can use all the space that is here and on top and below. And as I said, the hardest part will be the double extenders, so let's take a look at those first. How do we build a double extender? Let's get a lever. So first of all, like at the end of last episode, what needs to be done? We need to power this piston and this piston for the extension. And for the retraction, we need to unpower this one, power this one, and unpower this one. So what we're going to do is, because we need to power this one and then this one, we're just going to put some redstone dust here. And because pistons need 1.5 ticks to extend, we're just going to put a 2-tick repeater there and see what happens. So that looks quite good for the extension already. But you see, when we unpower this lever, this one pulls back way too early. And now you need to apply a trick for that. So the trick is, we can power this without anything happening. So we don't actually need to power this 2 ticks after that. We can power it immediately. So we can just put redstone dust there, and this is still pulling back way too early. And yeah, that depends on where you build it, if that piston will be there or there. It doesn't really matter for our case. So again, it still retracts way too early. So what we do is just add a delay in the other direction and power it from here. Because, you know, when we power this one, nothing will happen here, so we can do that. You see, that works. And that almost works as well. So the only thing that's left to do is we need to power this one. Again, 2 ticks after this one has retracted. So we're just going to grab a repeater and run redstone into that block right there. So that should be a full double extender. Very nice. So now how do we power 2 that are on top of each other? Well, if you remember last episode, we said that pistons have this weird property called quasi-connectivity that makes this one down there also extend when this one extends, because pistons can be powered from 2 blocks above actually. So we are going to use that and build ourselves 2 double piston extenders here and do pretty much the same thing as on that side. So we power it on this side. We're going to run redstone around here. So that does that already. And now we need to power those 2. So we're just going to grab some power from here with a delay. And we can power it like that, because when this block is powered, this piston will extend as well. So we can just put redstone dust here, and that will be our first double piston extender. Now this is a bit big, and you see we need to power from this side and from this side as well. Can work around that, but I'm just gonna show you a way to make it more compact, which is we just put the repeaters here, and let's see, yeah, we can just do that. We can grab redstone from here and run it into, now this is tricky again. We can run it into this block actually, because this piston will also be powered by this block through quasi-connectivity again. So we can do that like this. And that looks quite good already, doesn't it? So we're just going to build that and see what happens after that. And the good thing here is that we don't need a block here, else it wouldn't work. So again, we're just going to do that. 2 ticks here. Then we're going to bring that down. And that needs to go like this. And on the other side as well. Like this. So now let's grab some blocks here and a bit of redstone dust and test it. And you see that is the hard part done actually. Now what's only left to do is we need to power all the outer pistons here. And well, on the top here it's quite simple, we can just power them like this. Ooh, like this. Or we could put repeaters there, it doesn't really matter, that depends on your personal preference. I'm just gonna do it like this because that gives a nicer opening sequence. And let's actually power this so we can see whether these pistons are powered when we do something. So what we can do to power this one is just put redstone dust here. That will power this one as well through quasi-connectivity again. So you see that is a very important topic, quasi-connectivity. Sorry. And well, this one down here we can power like this. And we can do the same thing on the other side again. So redstone here and down here. And well, only the bottom's left to power. So we can just grab redstone here and here and here. And I'm gonna show you a way to make this more elegant at the end. What you can modify there. So this will power this piston. Now we power this piston. We can just power the block next to it, I guess. And this will extend as well, and we can just mirror the same thing on the other side. So we had it like this, down here, and block there. And yeah, that is pretty much our vault door done. So the only thing that is not so nice is that our input is at the top, and yeah, if you were to make it at the bottom, you would either need to do some bigger wiring, but I suppose you could do that as well. You would just need to bring it from underneath here on top of here without powering any of these pistons. Or you can power these ones, but not the double extender here. Or it would require some more advanced wiring or another double piston extender. But yeah, so a quick thing that you could modify to make it a bit smaller also is you can grab a redstone block and wire it like this and just power it through this. So when you flick this lever, it will give power to the bottom as well, and that will make it actually a bit nicer to look at from, with the opening at least. You can also do that on this side, and yeah, there are a bit of things that you can modify. So yes, this is one modification that you can do. Another one I can show you right here. I'm not going to show you how to build that. You can power this piston through quasi-connectivity and do the wiring a bit different. And then in order to power this, you can have pressure plates here that lead into redstone. If you want to have a wall here, which is probably the case, then you want to extend that outwards a bit underneath and wire it here. But yeah, this is pretty much how you go about building this kind of door. So if you have any suggestions of redstone builds that we could tackle in these spin-off episodes, then go ahead and tell me. Or if you have anything that you want to build, I'll see if I can include that. And yeah, with that, I thank you very much for watching. I have been Dro. Please give a like, and I will see you in the next episode.